But you have gone through a transformation yourself. Your sacred story. I mean, I alluded to a lot of it in the intro to the bio. I mean, you were kind of, the capitalistic guy for a long time. You have 4 kids, you had the house, you had the car, you had the wife, you had everything. And you've had a lot of major change in your life, which has brought you to who you are today. Can you share a little bit more of your sacred story with us this evening?
Yeah, it's so funny. The further I get away from being the guy that I was, the more thankful I am for the pain and suffering that had me change. It was so miserable. The year that I made $1 million, I was 30. It was the year I turned 31, and that was the year I developed irritable bowel syndrome because I wasn't using my gut for digestion. I was using it for stress and for actually processing the stock market. And I know that's a little hard to understand, but I wasn't using my body the way my body was intended, and I was out of alignment in a whole bunch of ways. And so thankfully my body started to break down to get my attention that I was living out of alignment with who I am. So when my doctor prescribed a pharmaceutical and said, well, this is easy, just take one of these every day for the rest of your life, it prompted a question, which was, how am I living out of alignment with who I am, and how do I come back into alignment? And it took about 7 years to heal. And in those 7 years, I learned a lot about subtle energies. I went to a lot of healers, often multiple hours out of the office during the week. During a single week, I might have a couple of appointments. I probably spent about $1,000 a month on alternative healthcare appointments. And so I developed a discernment. I could start to feel differences. I learned things like qigong and breath work and other forms of meditation. And I learned about nutrition and the energy of foods and essential oils and all these great things. And all those experiences have brought me to where I am today, which is completely sure that everything is one energy. And so if I'm part of the oneness, then when something happens, it can never be bad. It's never there to harm me. It's always there to assist me with expanding my awareness and becoming more loving, which is what I want to do with my life. I want to be as loving as I can be and as aware as I can be of what's going on around me. And the more aware I become, the more I know that there's infinite stuff going on around me, and I've just touched the surface. So, my story has been one of great change. And if you watch like a fast forward movie clip of the pain and suffering that I went through, it wasn't pretty. It really wasn't pretty. But here I sit with a lot of love and joy, and that's what it took to get here. So who am I to be anything other than super thankful and appreciative?